feel like you're almost ready to give up on your YouTube monetization, do not give up until you watch this entire video. Then make an informed decision. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
Because if you're feeling stuck in this YouTube monetization struggle, or simply feeling invisible to the people that you want to see you and watch your videos so that you can not only serve them and help them and connect with them, but also so you can get your watch hours up and your subscriber count up so you can make real money on YouTube, this is the video for you. How long are you supposed to keep showing up and creating YouTube videos when it feels like nothing is moving you closer to monetization? Let's be honest here. How much time, energy, and effort are you supposed to put in before you decide that it's all a wash and to move on to something better? Because if you keep pouring your time, your energy, and your attention into learning about YouTube, studying, researching, planning, creating, making videos that no one is actually ever going to see, you're nowhere closer to getting monetized. What if you've done everything right and it still hasn't paid off into your pocketbook? That's where I was for 14 years. Yes, you heard me correctly. Whoa. I have over 400 videos and I still wasn't monetized. I had no shortcuts, no viral moments. I was just showing up again and again, trying to figure out this YouTube situation, how to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours so that I could make some real money. In this video, you will learn exactly how I finally got monetized, what worked and what didn't, and what I wish I'd known sooner so we can save you from wasting time, money, energy, and attention that you would much rather spend doing something else.
Finally, thank you, girl.
Please say hi, comment, and subscribe before we get this conversation started. I am so glad that you are here. If you've been on the YouTube struggle bus for far too long and you're ready to get monetized, this conversation is for you. I'm going to walk you through everything I did to get monetized, the specific videos that helped me get monetized, what I talked about, how I did it, and what wasn't working for me. Hopefully, today's conversation will give you some useful tips and tricks that I use to finally get monetized and start making money on YouTube, because isn't that what we all want? Yes, especially in this economy. Going to take you on the journey so you understand the process that I got through to land it on the videos that I'm starting to make now, which are actually getting views. From the small to the large, the videos that really popped off on my channel and finally got me across the monetization threshold, because I know that's why you're really here. So without further ado, let's dive in. My name is Elle, also known as the Empress of Ease. I'm a coach and a guide, and I help high achieving women escape the rat race and recover from burnout by redefining success on their own terms so that life can feel as good as it looks without exhaustion, burnout, or overwork. I'm the creator of the Success Reset coaching program and School of the Well-Rested, and I'm so excited that you are here because I believe strongly and wholeheartedly in multiple streams of income. I believe in the least amount of effort for the most amount of money while still being in integrity, not selling out yourself or anyone else. YouTube is a fantastic way to do that if you get monetized, but only 1% of the content creators on YouTube get monetized. And so this video is about being intentional and deliberate and focused on how you get monetized. So you don't have to be on here for 14 years like I was before you finally figure out how to work this YouTube situation. So let's get started. I started my YouTube channel back in 2011 because I had an online business and wanted to leverage YouTube in order to make money and send people to my business. I did not have a strategy. I had a laptop. I had an unadulterated audacity that I've had my entire life. And I had unrelenting hope, which I've also had my entire life. So I made a few videos for my email list when I first started out, and I interviewed some pretty big deal internet people who were big deals at the time. But for the most part, I was just playing around on YouTube. I did not have a real strategy or a real plan. There were years that went by without making any videos at all. But I kept hearing about YouTube as this powerful tool for marketing. I took Sunny Lynn Arduzzi's YouTube for Bosses course. I took Vanessa Lau's Bossgram Academy course. I had already taken Marie Forleo's B School, and I took so many other courses trying to figure out how to be successful on YouTube. I got both vidIQ and TubeBuddy, and even though I really, quite frankly, could not figure them out, but I got them because the expert said to get them, and so I did. I hired video editors and thumbnail designers. On YouTube, I watched Kelly Stamps. I watched Catherine Manning. I watched Jade Beeson. I watched Modern Millie, trying to understand the methods that they were using to create their incredible success. And still, I wasn't getting 1,000 subscribers. And I was nowhere near the 4,000 watch hours I needed to actually monetize and start making money on YouTube. And I hated posting into the void. I hated making videos that no one saw, no one commented, no one liked. But I spent all this time and energy preparing and creating in order to do it. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was determined that eventually I would figure it out. Because especially when you're putting in your time, your money, your energy, and your heart into making something, I hate the feeling that I'm talking to no one. Comment below if you feel me. If you've been in this YouTube journey for a while and you don't got no money to prove it, you ain't got nothing to show for it. Eventually, I went back and changed almost all of my thumbnails in hopes of getting more eyes on them. I was like, these are good videos. This content has been here for a while. Maybe if I change the thumbnails, someone will want to watch them. But girl, you already know that did not help much. Nobody was checking for old videos that I had not optimized in real ways. And don't get me wrong, I have watched 1,000,000,007 YouTube videos trying to teach me how to learn and work the algorithm and work all these things. But today I'm going to tell you what actually worked for me, how I actually got monetized, and what worked so that you don't have to go through all the rigmarole. For years, even though I was changing the thumbnails and trying to optimize and using vidIQ and TubeBuddy and all the things, I still really had no idea how the algorithm worked. vidIQ and TubeBuddies just seemed too confusing and had too many steps and things I had to read through the lines and try and decipher and understand. So I gave up. There were years when I did not upload anything on YouTube. I was just consuming YouTube content, but I was not creating anything. Not because I didn't care, not because I gave up on the dream, but because I didn't have the capacity to keep wasting my energy on YouTube for no reason. But everyone kept saying to show up. No one tells you how hard it is to keep creating when nothing is happening on the other end. No progress is being visibly made. But everything adds up, they said. And so if we keep learning, we will actually be able to achieve our goals. And as I said, I am very optimistic and very willful and very determined. I'm also a Taurus, so that's how we roll. When we see our focus, we're going to do what we got to do to get what we want to get. And because I love making money in my business and I believe in multiple streams of income, I decided to circle back and try YouTube one more again. And this time, I did get monetized.
Cheers to new beginnings.
Now, because I believe in doing things with the least amount of energy and being well rested as you're doing it, I created a program called School of the Well Rested. I'm so excited to share it with you. It's a 4-week program where you unlearn your relationship to burnout, overwork, and overgiving, which is essential, especially if you have a YouTube channel. So if you want to understand how to create success and make money and be in ease and well rested, check out School of the Well Rested with the link below. Because the truth is, if getting monetized on YouTube is taking a long time, it does not mean you're doing it wrong. YouTube is non-linear. It is a journey of trial and error for most of us. It wasn't until I got crystal clear on who I was talking to and what I actually wanted from being a YouTube creator that things finally started to shift for me. And they did. I was tired of chasing the seemingly dead algorithms of Instagram and Facebook and trying to figure out TikTok. And because YouTube is owned by Google, it's the second best search engine after Google. People come to it to get their questions answered, to find out about things, to go down deep dive rabbit holes, to learn, to really understand things. I kept hearing everybody talking about YouTube is a great search engine, but I was like, ain't nobody searching for the things I'm putting up on here because ain't nobody watching. One of the first mistakes that I made on YouTube that was preventing me from getting monetized was speaking too broadly and too general to my target audience. When I was on YouTube, throughout the years, I had a Facebook group. I no longer have one, but I was like, oh, well, if it works on my Facebook groups, I can just repurpose these videos to YouTube. No, that is not a great strategy because they were completely different containers. I thought I was speaking specifically to people and answering their questions and helping with them with their challenges and their problems, but that's not the way to do it. YouTube content needs to be intentional and deliberate for YouTube because no one was looking for the repurposed videos from my Facebook group that I was making. Even though I tried to give them great thumbnails and titles and I tried to optimize it, no one was checking for me, boo. No one was looking for that. And truth be told, even with all my research and efforts and courses and paying people and hiring things, I still didn't understand the algorithm, and the algorithm still did not understand me. So after 14 years and over 400 videos, including shorts and some that are private client videos, I had to be honest with myself. And I invite you to be honest with yourself as well. The truth is, if I wanted different results on YouTube, I would have to do things differently. Just showing up and hoping for the best and kind of creating a more generic video, despite my best efforts and thinking I was doing something very interesting and unique, was not going anywhere. My titles were vague. They weren't talking to anyone particular, anyone specific. I was not posting consistently. I was not committed or devoted. I had no real understanding of my niche or my audience, despite thinking I did. I was not optimizing my thumbnails to be excellent and to get the click. Again, I thought I was doing all this, but the proof was in the pudding because people weren't clicking. So I obviously was not. That's how I know that I was missing the mark. Here's what I did and am still doing that got me monetized, and I'm still using this every single time I make a video. One, I got crystal clear and super specific about my niche. Some videos are more specific than others, but I'm always talking to the same niche, the same demographic and psychographic of a woman. I know not all my viewers are women. I know that not all my viewers are 40 and over. I know not all my viewers are interested in living abroad. But the woman I'm talking to, the conversations I'm having on this YouTube channel are specifically for women who are curious and open-minded and adventurous. Now, that adventure may mean that they're world travelers. It may just mean that they want to hear a new perspective or understand how different people live their own lives. And so that looks like the video content that I have on my channel. But I had to keep niching down. And what are the questions that she's actually asking herself? What is she curious about? What else is she watching? What are her challenges? What are her struggles? But for the most part, I'm almost always talking to an intersection of women who are 40 plus, sometimes Black women specifically, but not always. They value international travel, culture, and adventure. They're tired of the rat race. They're in an active relationship with burnout that they would like to break up with and end. She wants more ease. She wants her life to feel better. She wants to feel like she's living a life and not wasting her energy, not wasting her time, not wasting her resources. She's not a follower. She doesn't want to blend in and be like everyone else. She wants to live according to her own unique dreams and calling and path. That is who I'm talking to. And maybe she worked really hard in one career or multiple careers, and she knows that it's no longer serving her, and she wants to do something else that's more fulfilling, and she's trying to figure out exactly what that is. And if she's already figured out exactly what that is, she wants to know she's not alone. She's on the journey with other people, and so she also enjoys watching my YouTube channel. So to get monetized, I focused on creating videos around clear outcomes or questions that that specific psychographic and demographic might be asking herself, challenges she might be having, things that she might be trying to figure out for herself. But figuring this out was very tricky because videos that I thought were going to be off the Richter scale barely got a view. And the ones that I put effort into, but I wasn't like putting weeks and weeks and weeks of effort into, took off. So I had to study my analytics. What was getting watch time? I started to take my thumbnail and title strategy very seriously. I leaned into clickbait while also being honest. Now, this is something that a lot of people are not necessarily going to tell you to do, but clickbait works. It just has to be in alignment with who you are, your voice, your tone. It also has to be in alignment with the video. So don't just be saying stuff sideways and it's not actually authentic to the video, because YouTube will flag you and people will not stay and watch. The whole point of the clickbait thumbnail and a clickbait title is literally to get someone to click. You want to open a curiosity loop, ask a question, plant a seed that the video is going to answer. So my most recent video is a Tabitha Brown video. It says, greedy and out of touch, question mark. The Tabitha Brown backlash explained. Now, I do talk about whether I think she's greedy or out of touch in the video, but people are going to click on that video because maybe they love her down and they're like, how dare you say that Tabitha Brown is greedy and out of touch? That's my auntie in my head. No, I'm going to check it and see what you're talking about. There are people who are like, yes, I've never liked her. She's always been disingenuous. I actually just got a comment on the video now that says, I've always found her to be disingenuous. So people want to know if that's what I'm also saying. There are some people who are like, I don't have an opinion either way, but I want to know what you're talking about. So that's clickbait. Now, I do answer that in the video, so it's still authentic. I do explain what the Tabitha Brown backlash is about. So that's also still authentic, but it's a clickbait video title and thumbnail that leans on people's negativity bias. It's not cute, but it works. It also works to press on a pain point, to trigger people on purpose, deliberately. So my Jackie Ina video says, when you outgrow the internet, that's what the thumbnail says. My Issa Rae video is she one of us? Open the curiosity loop. My Meghan Markle video says why they need Meghan to fail. These are all triggering, they're polarizing, they touch on curiosity and pain points. So these are things that I have started to implement to get people to actually click. I use ChatGPT to help me with polarizing titles and thumbnail ideas, but then I customize them and personalize them because ChatGPT is a computer. And as Stephanie Perry says, with no life experience. So it's not like it's going to know better than me. It's not going to be about a human to human connection or curiosity loop. I'm going to tell it the things I want it to do and then make it actually human and make it my own. For every video, I create 3 separate thumbnails, sometimes with different words, sometimes with different images, but they're the whole intention of all of them, because you can test 3 thumbnails in YouTube. My intention for all of them is to see which one's going to get the most clicks, and that's the one I choose. So I'm always intentional to do as much as I possibly can to give my video the best chance of getting clicked and watched all the way through. I'm a perpetual student of this, so it's not like I'm a YouTube expert of experts, but I'm telling you what I've done in order to get monetized, because as I said, after 14 years, I'm officially finally monetized. My click-through rate optimally is 10 and above. That's what I am always shooting for. So if I'm noticing that it's like in the 4% click-through rate, which essentially means someone has seen it, but they're not clicking on it, I go back to the drawing board and create new thumbnails. And I try to do this within the first 24 hours while YouTube is still trying to see who's actually going to watch the video. And it makes a big difference. With my Tabitha Brown video, for example, and that's on my mind because I just posted it a couple of days ago, when it first was out, it was like in the 4%. So I went back and I changed out 2 of the 3 thumbnails to run the test. And I noticed every time I look at it, the click-through rate is steadily going up. So I put a lot of energy and a lot of time into creating the thumbnails. I create the thumbnails before I even make the video. It helps anchor me down because by the time I know what I want to say in the video, I map it out, I record it, I edit it. I don't then want to go in and make a thumbnail. I want to be done. I want that part to be done. I want the title to be done. I want the thumbnail to be done. So when I'm done editing, I can just optimize it, schedule it, and move on to the next video. My goal is to post 3 videos a week. And sometimes that just looks like 1 video a week, but no less. But when I was focused on getting monetized, I posted a video 3 to 5 times a week, including going live. I wanted to get my watch hours up. I wanted to create more momentum on my channel. So I just still didn't know what I was doing. I still felt like I was throwing spaghetti at the wall. And my last ditch effort was joining Stephanie Perry's YouTube challenge, which I highly recommend the next time she runs it. I also joined Grounded Life's YouTube Over 40 course, which really helped me drill down and get super clear about my niche. I'd heard a lot of different people talking about niches on your YouTube channel, but a light bulb came on when I heard how they talk about it in this course. This was actually my monetization gift to myself, and my videos have gotten even better since I join their course, and I'll put the affiliate link to their course below. But in Stephanie's challenge, which is only 6 days long, I learned so much, and I got a powerful strategy for really implementing and growing my YouTube channel, and it worked, and it continues to work. And right alongside having a great strategy, I also was in community with other women who are growing their own YouTube channels, which was one of my favorite parts about joining her challenge. The first video I ever published to get more than 5,000 views was I moved to Kigali, and it was not what I expected, which I published November 21st, 2024. That video currently now has 25,000 views. When you go into your analytics, you can see what YouTube suggests that you make. It kept suggesting that I make more videos about Rwanda, but I had really said everything I wanted to say about living in Kigali, living in Rwanda in that one video. I wasn't living there anymore, so I didn't have anything else to say. I started making videos about living abroad in other countries because I've lived in and traveled to 26 countries at this point, and I made videos about preparing to move abroad again so that it would help me get more watch hours. I made videos like the real reason I'm leaving America, how living abroad as a Black woman changed my life. I'm moving to Bangkok, how to move abroad to Bangkok, Thailand, Thailand versus Africa for Black American women, best countries in Africa for Black expats. And they got a little bit of views. They got a little bit people watching, but it wasn't real momentum around it. And I put a lot of effort and energy into all of my videos, from researching to writing to scripting to recording to editing to getting B-roll to adding music to editing again, optimizing, creating the thumbnail, and scheduling. It's a lot of work, and I don't know which video is going to take off and which isn't. I always want to create excellent videos that are great for the audience, that are great for whoever's watching them. That feels good to me to do something that is excellent. It takes a lot of energy and effort to create an excellent product. I like to do it though with as little effort as possible. So I use Riverside for editing. This is not sponsored at all, by the way, but I use Riverside for editing, and I love it so much. It saves me hours. It's super easy and intuitive. I use it to record my podcast, Black Girl Mystic Podcast, to go live on YouTube with guests. I use it to edit videos, edit my podcast. I use it for transcripts, show notes, and so much more. It is amazing. I'm so grateful for Riverside. I will put the link below for a free trial if you're interested. Let me know if you want me to make a full dedicated video about Riverside, how to use it, editing, and all that. I am a devotee. It's so fantastic. I love it so much. My video about living in Kigali took off and gave me 435 new subscribers, but that still wasn't giving me enough watch hours to be monetized. I still didn't know what the algorithm wanted from me, how it functioned, or what would give me enough watch hours. I decided to make a few videos that were going to help me get closer to the watch hours because they were long. So if enough people watched them, they would increase my watch hours because they were long videos. And by long, I mean 8 hours. So I made 3 8-hour subliminal meditation videos that people can play in their sleep. I was like, play it when you're sleeping, play it when you're eating, play it when you're napping, play it when you're driving, play it when you just play it in the background. And the subliminal meditation, the themes of it are like burnout, exhaustion, overwork. And there's me saying affirmations, but you can't hear the affirmations. That's why it's subliminal. And then I have music over it. And then it's like this gorgeous images within the video. So I asked everyone to help me get my watch hours with these subliminal videos. I asked my email list. I posted it on Facebook and my Instagram stories. I asked my YouTube accountability group to just play it in the background. Of the 3 videos, one was great, one was mediocre, and one was okay, but every watch hour counts, so I ain't mad at it. One gave me 9.4 watch hours, one gave me 61.7 watch hours, and one gave me 194 watch hours. So that's much closer than I was without them. And I'm not turning my nose up at any of them because every hour counts. My goal was to get across the monetization threshold. I did not give up. I did not quit. I begged and pleaded and asked people to watch these 8-hour videos because one, if it's like a video about something or I'm actually talking about something and I have something specific, a topic to talk about, I'm not going to be like, just let it play in the background. That feels disingenuous because I also want the algorithm to know who I am and who to show my videos to. But if it's 8 hours, anybody can find that and just sleep or listen or meditate or whatever to that. I just kept making videos, kept trying to see what people would like, kept trying to figure out the algorithm. The video that I spent literally weeks researching, recording, editing, I would wake up in the morning, work on this video until late at night for weeks, was my Dochi videos. It is so well done. It is so good. If you have not watched it yet, watch it here. I made 2. The shorter version is the better one because I cut out some of the extra fluff and fat in the video. I'll put my favorite one, the link right here. I'll also put the link in the description so you can watch it later. Neither of these videos that I spent weeks and weeks and weeks researching, creating, editing has even broken 1,000 views yet. And they are both so good. I love them both so much, but neither of them have been viewed like I thought they would. What I realized is I can't spend all that kind of time and energy on things if I'm not clear about what people are going to watch. I didn't stop creating. I kept creating videos, tweaking, revisiting, showing up in hopes of figuring it out. As I mentioned, my Meghan Markle, Jackie Aina, and Issa Rae videos have done well for me as a small channel. So I thought my Dochi video would do well as well, and it hasn't. So I'm not here to say that I have all the answers. My hope is, with the Dochi video in particular, that because she's going to have a long career, that people will find it eventually. But it's not its season right now. When the video goes out into the world, I let it be out in the world. Once I let it go, I let her have her own way in the world, do her own thing, and hopefully people will like it and subscribe and watch it. But the better I got at being a YouTuber and making YouTube videos, the better I felt about making videos that felt like they were just talking into the void. One, because I'm starting to build community of people who are watching and people who are listening and people who are paying attention and commenting. So that feels really good. I'm not just talking into the void. And I'm testing things to see how they work. So it's not necessarily like I have found the answers, but I'm seeing, oh, what are people responding to? What are people asking for? What is resonating with my community that I'm building? That is the way to succeed. We can't come out it thinking that we got it all together, that we have to know the answers. We have to be willing to have a video that we spend weeks on that doesn't make 1,000 views. Because otherwise, how are we going to get to the video that has 35,000 views, which is what my Jackie Aina video has right now? So we've got to be willing to show up and keep doing things until we figure out a better rhythm. There's a woman I follow. She talks about living on cruise ships. And her biggest video has 2.2 million views. And she has some videos that only have a couple of thousand. There's no way to necessarily know it other than you got to keep showing up and doing your best. Due to my Kigali, Rwanda video that I published on November 21st, 2024, on November 24th, 2024, I crossed 1,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. But it took me 4.5 more months to get 4,000 watch hours. And on April 6, 2025, I finally got monetized. And this is the envelope from Google AdSense, which came in the mail maybe a month or so later, that has my code in it that I had to use to call to prove to YouTube on the back end that I am who I say I am. They mail it in the mail. Watch hours and the subscribers only count for one 365 calendar year. From the day I got monetized, which is April 6, 2025, to April 5th, 2024. The videos with the longest watch time for that one calendar year up until monetization were, I moved to Kigali, Rwanda, and it was not what I expected, with 2,866.9 watch hours. Exhausted High Achieving Women, Play This When You Need Restoration, Subliminal Message. That was the subliminal message meditation that I mentioned where I was asking everybody to watch it. That has had 158.1 watch hours. So that's a huge leap from 2,866.9 watch hours to 158.1 watch hours. The next most watched video within that year was The Real Problem with Meghan Markle, a Black woman's perspective with Love, Meghan, which has 141.8 watch hours. Black women aren't safe in the US, 3 signs it's time to leave, 89 watch hours. How We Manifest Miracle Money, which was actually a podcast episode, 83.4 watch hours. How Living Abroad as a Black Woman Changed My Life, 72.6 watch hours. Manifestation Secrets for Black Folks, which I made April 5th, 2022, 2 years before I got monetized, and it still was contributing to helping me get monetized with 70.3 watch hours. Next title, You Gave It Everything and Failed, 48.7 watch hours. 5 Reasons I'm Moving to Bangkok, Thailand in 2025 as a Black American, 37.8 watch hours. The Real Reason I'm Leaving America, Moving Abroad, 28.4 watch hours. Is Exodus ASAP Worth It? Move Abroad for Black Women, 23.1 watch hours. Thailand versus Africa for Black American women. Best countries in Africa for Black expats, 20.2 watch hours. Gentrification destroyed Seattle. Why I'm leaving as a Black Seattleite, 19.8 watch hours. Why Black excellence is making you exhausted and burn out. Black women recovery, 19.0 watch hours. All of these videos still only got me to 3,619.1 watch hours in a calendar year, still leaving 320.9 watch hours that were made up by all of these other videos, kind of nickel and diming the videos. So that is why I'm saying to you again, throw things at the wall, see what sticks. And even if you don't have a big breakout video like my Kigali video that counts for most of my watch hours, all of these other smaller videos add up. And so they got me over that 4,000 watch hours because it counts for a calendar year. So make videos. That's the first thing to keep in mind. I heard superstar YouTube teacher Roberto Blake mention that you shouldn't really invest a lot of time, energy, or money into YouTube videos until you're monetized, which is a catch-22 because how will you get monetized if you don't invest in your videos to make them? I don't know because I don't know what would take off or what wouldn't take off. I had no idea my Kigali video would take off like it did, but it boosted my watch hours and subscribers so that I could get monetized. Because I'm completely committed to being location independent and being able to travel and live anywhere I want in the world, even when times got tough, even when I didn't see the immediate response, even when I didn't necessarily know what was going to happen next or what videos were going to take off or not, I kept making videos. And I always want to make videos to the best of my ability, to the best quality that I can, and to tell a good story in the videos. But as you can tell, even from all the videos that I just named, some of them are really vague and don't really say anything. They don't say who I'm talking to or what I'm talking about, what the video is really about. It's just kind of like, well, I hope you find me and you like it. But the more specific I get with my thumbnails, with my titles, who I'm talking to, and what I'm talking about, the more I can stay focused and know that all roads are leading to Wakanda, which is fantastic. YouTube is a long game. It's the long game. It's not about instant gratification. Most of us on YouTube are not instant superstars, and that's okay because there are videos that are going to pop up that are 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and people are still going to watch them because they're evergreen content. Yes, some of the videos that I've done more recently that are getting the most views are talking about controversies that they may be experiencing right now, but the celebrity herself is evergreen. And so when people want to watch videos and go down those rabbit holes, the video will be there to watch. Getting monetized may take you way longer than anyone says. I know there are some superstars who jump through, but I feel like there are a lot more of us who take a lot longer to get monetized. I just watched a video today about someone who got monetized in 10 weeks, and bless her, I'm happy for her, but it took me 14 years, especially when you're not going viral. You're not teaching people how to make money by teaching people how to make money. So that may just be a little bit slower moving. When I knew I was getting closer to getting monetized, I watched my numbers like a hawk for days. And there's a delay in reporting. So I knew that the numbers were not accurate, but I was watching them so closely because I just was so ready to finally cross that threshold. I knew it was coming. I just did not know when it was going to come. When you do get monetized, monetization doesn't mean you're making money right away. It means a possibility to make money through YouTube is now opening up. It's a first step, not a finish line. Keep that in mind. Yes, it's worth it, but maybe not in the ways that you expect. I didn't get a YouTube paycheck the minute I got approved. That's literally not how it works. All of those views and watch hours are just a prerequisite to be eligible to get paid on YouTube. Once you qualify to get monetized, none of those watch hours count towards your first paycheck. Essentially, you're starting from ground zero. You're starting from scratch. After you get monetized, all of those watch hours count towards getting paid. And before you get your first YouTube paycheck, you have to earn $100 within a month to get paid for your first month. If you don't make at least $100, you have to wait until the next month to get paid. Thankfully, I had another video take off as soon as I got monetized, which has now surpassed my Rwanda video in terms of views. So I was able to get paid my first month of being monetized. And if you're nosy like me and you want to know how much money I got paid, I'll put a link to the video about my first paycheck right here. I'll also put the link in the description so you can finish watching this video. Do not click off now. Finish watching this video and then go find out about how much I got paid and all that. I was so focused on making YouTube my primary marketing channel for my House of Ease business, where again, I help women recover from burnout and escape the rat race. Getting super dialed in required me to figure out exactly how I was doing it, not to give up and to keep going. The more focused I got, the clearer I became about which videos I wanted to make because people were watching them, people were commenting, people were responding. And I noticed which videos weren't getting traction. No matter how much I talked about being a Black excellence defector, people are not that excited about watching it. It's such a niche conversation. People are not really watching that. People are not really watching some of my other things that I thought people were going to love to talk about on my YouTube channel. Those aren't the ones hitting off. The ones that are talking about other celebrity Black women are the ones that are doing the most on my channel right now, and also the ones talking about travel, but they still aren't getting as much traction as the ones talking about celebrity Black women. I started seeing proof that my audience is out there, is interested in what I have to say. Comments got more engaged. Clients and community started finding me through my YouTube videos, which I always love. That just brings me so much joy. I've never gone viral, but I built and am still building my YouTube channel slowly and with intention. This is not a quick fix. I know people keep saying that YouTube is on easy mode. It is not. Au contraire. These videos are now working in the background. As I said, the video I published in 2022 is still one of the ones that has contributed the most to me getting monetized and my watch hours. The views build over time. That's why YouTube is a long game. Someone said, one video can change your life, but you won't know which one until you've made 100, or in my case, 400. And it can be lonely to create when you think no one's watching. You might want to quit, but keep going anyway. It's an algorithm. It's a machine. And we just got to figure out how to get the machine to know who we are and do the best so that it can tell other people who might want to know who we are. I'm so crystal clear that my audience isn't everyone. I am not cornflakes. I am not a Pop-Tart. My audience is not everyone, and I don't want them to be. I am not for everyone. I have a video right here where I talk about that I'm unlikable. And I talk about, are you unlikable too? I know that. I know by nature I'm heretical and polarizing, and I love that about myself. And I actually lean into it for my YouTube channel, because the more that you show up as you, the more they will find you. I have a t-shirt that says, be more yourself so the people who are looking for you can find you. That is what builds trust. That is what builds momentum and actual impact. So if you're still posting YouTube videos without seeing results, you are not alone. It's not too late. You don't need a gimmick or a new persona. I actually want you to lean more into your edges, more into the parts of you that make you different, that make you stand out, the polarizing parts of you, the parts of you that have an opinion that maybe other people don't have, the parts of you that are going against the grain when someone is zigging, the parts of you that zag. That's what I want you to lean into for your channel, and keep learning. Keep showing up. Keep becoming even a better YouTuber. We're not born YouTubers. We got to learn how to do this and do it the best that we possibly can. But we have to practice by actually putting videos out there again and again and again and again until we recognize what takes off, and learning from other people how to do what they do. That's why I took Stephanie Perry's YouTube challenge and why I'm in her year-long YouTube container, so that I can ask questions, so I can get support, so she can help me with strategy, because I know I don't know everything. And I know that Stephanie Perry has almost 200,000 subscribers on her channel. It's very lucrative for her, and it channels into her other businesses that are not just about YouTube. I want that for my business as well. And so I'm learning from another Black woman who is doing that for herself. Especially for those of us who are 40 and over, we think it's too late. We think we're too old too often, and we're not. There's audiences out there who are looking for us, and it's your job and it's your duty that if you want to be seen, if you want to be found, to show up, because the lessons are only going to make sense when you actually apply them to your channel, because your channel and your audience are going to be unique to you. If you're thinking about starting a channel, or you feel like you're stuck in an early stage, it's not too late, but don't waste your time doing things that don't work. And the only way that you're going to find out what works and what doesn't work is by experimenting. If I were to start my channel, this channel again today from zero, this is exactly what I would do. The first thing, most important thing, is to find your own unique voice. I, for example, am heretical by nature. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud, unapologetically. It's just how I communicate. It's how I am.
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
I am very comfortable standing out. I'm very comfortable speaking my mind and going against the grain. So my content is naturally going to trigger people. I know that. I'm unapologetic about that. I'm not trying to coddle anyone who comes to my channel. And instead of avoiding that, instead of trying to go with the flow and trying to blend in and do what everybody else is doing, I decided to double down and make that my unfair advantage. I'm going to be the one who says the quiet part out loud. I'm going to be the one who says the thing that people have been thinking, but maybe are not comfortable articulating it. I'm going to be the one who challenges the status quo. That's my nature. I'm going to say the things that other people might be afraid to say. The question then becomes, what's your unfair advantage? What's authentically unique about your voice, your perspective? What gives you an edge? Who are your videos for? Who are you talking to? What does she need that no one else is saying to her? What does she need to hear and to see and to understand? What makes you stand out? Lean into that. And it may not be things that are like heretical, right? But it may be things that are just authentic to you. Maybe it's where you live. Maybe it's your family structure. Maybe it's your hobbies. Maybe that you're miserable. Maybe it's that you're happy. Maybe it's that you travel. Maybe it's that you never left. Whatever it is, tell your story. There are people out there who are resonating and looking for what you have to say. Because what is she curious about? What is she Googling? What does she want to know at 2 a.m.? And most importantly, how can you shape your titles and your thumbnails to speak to that emotional and human side of her? Because that is what's going to make her click. Your number one priority on getting to monetization is getting people to watch your videos. And how you do that is getting people to click. I am okay with light clickbait, and you might not be. But either way, figure out what about your unique voice is going to get people to click, because there are 51 million YouTube channels and only 38 are considered active. And it's estimated that only about 2 million of 58 million channels are actually monetized through the YouTube Partner Program. This means that less than 1% of YouTube channels are actually making money from the platform, and you can be one of them. but you have to figure out how to stand out from those 38 million other channels. Don't wait for confidence. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait to have the perfect video camera or the perfect phone. Don't wait for the perfect equipment, for the perfect speaker. The microphone that I use, I've had for years. It's the Yeti microphone. I'm recording right now on my iMac. I use several different things to edit, but I use my iMovie that's on my computer, and I use Riverside. I use Epidemic Sound for music. I will put the link for that below. But I try to keep a very simple and streamlined process because the whole point is you got to get people to watch it. So talk to the camera like she's a friend. If it's helpful, say someone's name who is actually your friend first. Before I start recording, I say, girl. And then I start talking because I'm like, I'm going to talk to you like you're actually my friend. Girl, you know this, the zing, zang, zoom. I want to look at the camera like I'm actually talking to you on the other side of the screen. And you might cringe at your earlier videos. Make them anyway. I showed you my earlier videos. They are what they are. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. We all got to start somewhere. ChatGPT, vidIQ, TubeBuddy are not humans. They're not going to get the human part of content creation. They're not going to get that part right. There's a video on here on YouTube by Tech Informant, a great video about writing video titles called YouTube will recommend more of your titles when you write video titles like this. I'll put the link in the description below. It's an excellent video. I encourage everybody to write it. And it was so instrumental and really changed my approach to how I write my titles. You're going to want to watch that when you're done with this video, after you watch my first YouTube check video. I even commented on this video to show how much I appreciated him because I'd never heard anyone say it like this, but then it made so much sense because I've been seeing this pattern that he describes and I didn't necessarily know what I was seeing. Before you even press record, create your thumbnail, create your title, and create your hook or your intro, the first thing that you say that's going to grab someone's attention when they start watching your video. Speak directly to their pain point and curiosity. Become a better storyteller. Because if these things aren't compelling enough to get someone to click and start watching your video, it doesn't actually matter how good the video is. It doesn't matter what you say, what kind of B-rolls you have, what kind of GIFs you add or sound effects. It doesn't matter if you tell people to watch this video next if they haven't even started watching the video because the thumbnail isn't good or the title is boring. People don't care. So you got to say something that they already care about, that they're curious about, that they're open about. The clarity comes through doing, not through theorizing. The confidence will come later once you actually start doing it. And even if you don't have a product or a service yet, think about what kind of relationship you want to have with your audience. What's your overall message? What's your overall tone? What will people come back to you for? That's what's most important. And it has to stand out in a crowd. Otherwise, why would they watch you as opposed to somebody else? If you want some one-on-one support and guidance, really understanding what would create a YouTube channel that is in alignment with your authentic voice, what you want to actually share, what people want to hear from you. This is one of my favorite things to talk about with people and help my clients do. Sign up for an alignment hour for you and me, one-on-one, 45 minutes. I'll put the link in the description below because I'm going to help you figure out what your channel should be about and we'll get it done in less than an hour. It's amazing and I would love to work with you that way because if you want to be monetized, if you want to be on YouTube, if you want to be doing the things that you need to do, check out the alignment hour below and we'll get you all squared away. Don't expect overnight success on YouTube. Expect compounding growth. Each video is going to add on to the next to get you first across monetization threshold. And then when you start making money, you are not behind. You are on your own timeline and you cannot compare yourself to anyone else's YouTube journey. It's their journey. Everyone has their own journey and you deserve to trust your own timing. If I can get monetized after 14 years, you can too. It's not too late and it's not too early, but you got to start today. If you want some guidance and support, sign up for the alignment hour below. I would love to work with you one-on-one. Check out my next video, my first YouTube paycheck, and everything I did to get it right here. Let me know in the comments below. Do you already have a YouTube channel? And if so, what are you talking about? I would love to come check you out. In the meantime, say hi, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.